Hey YouTube, it's Angie. I'm talking to you today about the gastric bypass pre-op appointments. Yesterday, I had an appointment with the surgeon, and they don't tell you everything that you need to do. It's kind of vague. Yesterday, they had me do blood work as well, so they took 10 vials of blood from me, I might add, and I have never had more than four taken from me at any one given time when I went to see a doctor, so this was kind of new to me and kind of scary because the more when she's talking to me, the lady who took my blood, she's saying how her day starts at a very early hour and she's exhausted by the end of the day and she does this and this, and then another lady come in, and as she's saying this, she just keeps pulling vials out that she and putting them right on top of my little sticky things. And I'm sitting there going, are all those vials for me? Because I don't know if I have enough blood in me to. I'm only 4'10", so how much blood could I obviously have in one vein? But needless to say, she got all the blood she needed. But while she had the pin stuck in my arm, she's telling this other lady that she's already tired, and I'm sitting there kind of getting nervous, thinking, well, don't be tired right now because you've got a needle stuck in my arm and you're taking all this blood. Pay attention. But she was a nice lady, and I have to give her credit. She was very gentle, and I didn't get very much bruising. There's my hole, my pinprick, little tiny bruise. I usually bruise very easily, and if you can see that, I didn't bruise too much at all. So I wrote down some things to try to keep this organized. First thing I want to talk about is travel. If you're doing the Rue-n-y gastric bypass in Toronto and you don't live there, you need to take into account how much, like what time your appointment is and how much traffic there's going to be and how you're going to get there. If you're not somebody who's comfortable with driving in Toronto, and a lot of people aren't, if they don't live there, even the people who live there don't always drive. They take the Toronto Transit because parking is expensive. When I was there was a list on the wall about how much the parking was, and for a day at the Humber River Hospital, it's like $49.95 a day. And if you're there for an appointment where you're going to be doing on my next appointment, I've got 3 appointments the same day, starting at 9 a.m. and I have to see the nurse, the therapist, and the dietitian. So I'm going to be there for the whole day. So it's not cost effective if you're on a budget and to be sitting there all day. Plus, whoever you're bringing with you, and they want you to bring somebody, a loved one or a family member who's, as I said, a loved one or a family member who's supporting you in this, because for this process, it's pretty draining on your emotions, and it's a long process. So, and people get discouraged. So you need somebody in your corner who's going to be cheering you on and keeping you from giving up. Because if you've come to the point in your life where you're doing this, then there's a reason for it. And you could stop. Sure, you at any time during the pre-op whole rigmarole, you can just not do the surgery. You can back out. But and I know that it's a scary surgery for a lot of people because a lot of people have never had surgery, and people who have had surgery maybe have had bad experiences with it. But if you're going to be doing this, you're doing this for a reason. You're doing this for your health. You're doing this to make your life better, to, you know, have something in your life that's good, that's just for you. Like, nobody wants to live like this. Nobody wants to be sick. Nobody wants to have high blood pressure and not be able to do too many things with your family, or not be able to eat certain things because of your blood pressure. Like, I can't have anything with ginseng in it. And I like ginseng tea. I like green tea. I'm not supposed to have it because of my blood pressure. Um, like, of course, after the surgery, you're going to have restrictions. But the idea of this surgery is to make your life better, to make you a better person, to make your health better. And if you're going to do it, you need to have support. You need to have somebody with you who is going to say, yes, you're doing this for all the right reasons. You're not doing this just because you're vain, just because you want to be thin and wear cute clothes. Like, I mean, that's a given. It's going to happen if you follow the rules. But there are drawbacks to this surgery, and there are risks, and there are people who have gained back the weight plus after the surgery, but it's not a reversible thing.